Picture this. You walk into the store to buy the latest laptop, but instead of pulling out your wallet to pay, you hand them a chicken. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly how trade used to work before money ever existed. No cards, no cash, just straight up bartering. Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we're going to look at the evolution of money. How we went from bartering chickens to paying cash, to swiping cards, and to trading Bitcoin. Most importantly, we're going to look at why money actually has value. Let's rewind around 5,000 years when bartering ruled the world. Needed grain? Trade a cow. Wanted a new sword? Maybe a couple sheep will do. But what if the blacksmith didn't want your sheep, or if your cow wasn't worth enough for the amount of grain you needed? Bartering was messy, inefficient, and often unfair, and people realized that they needed a better way to trade. Something that everyone agreed was valuable. That's when the earliest forms of money started to appear. Think shells, beads, stones, and even salt. These items were small, widely accepted, and most importantly, seen as valuable by the majority of the community. I kind of see money as a social consensus in that as long as the majority of the community believe it has value, it has value. Eventually though, we graduated from shells and stones to metal coins. Around 600 BCE, the first metal coins were minted in Lydia, which is the modern-day Turkey. These coins were made of a mixture of gold and silver. They were small, durable, and easy to carry, making them a major upgrade to carrying around sacks of shells everywhere. Now, fast forward to the 7th century during the Tang Dynasty. Imagine you were a merchant and you had to travel long distances to trade. Now, you had to carry heavy bags of gold and silver coins with you. This was obviously really risky and I can imagine pretty heavy and tiring. That's when China's Tang Dynasty invented jiaozi. I feel like I'm butchering that name. But anyway, this was the first form of paper money. Now, it's important to note that the paper money itself wasn't valuable, but rather it was a promise of value, backed by the government. So you could take that paper note to the government and redeem it for gold, silver, or other goods. This seems like a good point to break out the three main purposes of good money. First, money serves as a medium of exchange, so you can use it to trade without having to barter. Next, it serves as a unit of account, so you can use it to compare values, like a $10 pizza versus a $100,000 car. Finally, it serves as a store of value, so you can save money today and spend it tomorrow. So here's the big question. Why does money have value? And more importantly, why does the US dollar have value? Before 1971, the US dollar was backed by gold in what's known as the Gold Standard. And most currencies were pegged to the dollar at a certain exchange rate. So for simplistic terms, let's just imagine that you could take any major currency to a bank and redeem it for a certain amount of gold. Now, in 1971, President Richard Nixon ended the gold standard, effectively turning the US dollar into a fiat currency.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets.
Fiat is the Latin term for let it be done. This basically means that the US dollar is valuable because the government says it is by declaring it legal tender, so you can buy and sell stuff with it. But here's the problem. Unlike a gold-backed currency, a fiat currency relies completely on the trust in the issuing government. What happens when the government starts to be irresponsible and prints money uncontrollably? Think about it. In 2020, the Fed printed over $3 trillion to help stimulate the economy during COVID. Now, while this might sound okay, the amount of money they've printed since then is insane. When you print this much money and pump all that money into circulation, it makes each dollar worth less. So think about it. When you went to the shop to buy something 5 years ago, and if you went to the shop to buy the exact same thing today, it's a lot more expensive, right? Well, it's mostly because each dollar is worth less, so you have to pay more of them. So, what's the alternative? A lot of people are looking towards cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not controlled by any government, it's decentralized, and it has a fixed supply of 21 million that will never change. This makes it inflation resistant. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Could Bitcoin be the new money? Let us know in the comment section below. See you guys.